You see these games? Yeah, I fell asleep looking at them too. What Nintendo needs is something different to their tried and true formula. Nintendo should strive for originality. We're tired of the linear levels with the same bosses, themes, power-ups, and all of that. But what could they do? Believe it or not, I think we have a solution. This is Super Mario 63, a popular Flash game from the early 2010s. You can smell the age. Look at that bevel! So edgy, man. Nowadays, everything is just flat and boring. Just how we like it. But anyway, Mario heads to Peach's castle through the tutorial. You'll learn how to jump, dive, swim, spin, ground pound, and use FLUDD. Yep. That's right, you can find FLUDD pods around the levels that get to higher places and help with platforming. My question is, why hasn't Nintendo already done this with their 2D Mario games? Anyway, Mario shows up to the castle early, then surprise, surprise, Bowser comes in, he's all like, oh my god, and he fires some bullet bills and wow, the castle has a force field. Now that there is more story depth than any new Super Mario Bros. Game combined. But then Kamek comes out of nowhere, puts Mario to sleep, Bowser gets inside the castle, and Kamek shoots his magic stick at these shines and they spread all around. Mario wakes up over time and finds one of those shines Magic Koopa supposedly got rid of. So it's time for Peach's castle. And wow, the main room is basically replicating the original game. That's pretty neat and all, but it's not all the same since you can find this Sling Star just chilling in the corner. I've always wanted to try one of... So yeah, our first painting brings us to Bob-Omb Battlefield. After playing for a few minutes, you'll figure out the game isn't linear. In fact, you can collect shines out of order. While this level doesn't look much like the original, a lot of the concepts are brought to Mario 63. Like, you have to avoid the rolling boulders to fight King Bob-Omb as an example. I love how you just karate chop the bombs too. It's so goofy. Next is Shifting Sandland. There's elements that are similar to the Mario 64 level, but it feels more like its own thing. You can go inside this pyramid too, but I would not recommend jumping in the quicksand. Shifting Sandlands only has a few shines actually, so I'd qualify it as a mini stage. In fact, there's quite a few of those in this game. Like this one. Tropical Island is a beach with big waves and you collect 5 silver stars. And Wet Dry World was recreated too, but it's kind of annoying because you don't have a lot of access to FLUDD in this one, forcing you to make tons of precise jumps without air. Then by looking up in the ceiling, there's this secret mushroom level. It's just a random obstacle course. You also got this lava cave level, but it's really confusing to navigate. Like, get this, okay? You gotta launch yourself towards this random part in the ceiling to find a nozzle, and this is required to get the shine. How is anyone gonna figure that out? That's like if I had to run through a portal to do my laundry. While I finish my whites, there's a few more mini levels to cover. Ground pound this floor and boom, another cave level. But instead of lava, it's more water and puzzle based. It's actually a lot like Wet Dry World where you have to keep switching the water levels to get to different places. It's really fun. Then by walking through this wall, you'll be in this snowy level where you jump across a bunch of clouds and ice blocks. Then you got this one that's almost impossible to find, like seriously good luck without a guide. It's just a basic cloud stage, get your red coins and you're done for dinner. And of course there's a mini castle level too. This one is themed after Thwomps and it's pretty darn easy with a hover nozzle. And finally, we've got this galaxy theme level where the gravity is turned way down. You collect 5 silver stars around this giant rotating platform and it's quite the joy. Especially when you grab this shine at the point where a platform launches you to the left and you fly through space and time and miraculously land on this green platform without dying. Yeah, I don't know. So that's all the mini levels. Let's jump back to the big boys. This is Snowman's Land. Like previously, elements from Mario 64 can be found here, but I had some fun swagging out, like check this. You can also go into an igloo, and inside is this neat water section where you have to use a combination of the metal and vanish cap to get the shine. That's right, all the caps are in the game, including the FLUDD pack. I'm really not missing the power-ups, honestly. Snowman's Land is mostly good, but I haven't brought up this goddamn maze. You can't really tell where anything is half the time. You just kind of jump around hoping you don't die. And on top of that, the ground is slippery, making it hard to make progress with the tight spaces. Heading back to the courtyard, you'll find the design is completely different from the original game. Towards the right is the magical nerd Magic Koopa, and he's just kind of chilling out. Why is he randomly outside the castle anyway? If he wanted to be a good assistant for Bowser, he would have captured and locked him up ages ago. Anyway, this is just an enemy rush segment. Kill the guys and you win. So we've covered a lot of normal levels, but what about Bowser ones? Well, the stages are pretty reminiscent of the original. The backgrounds look similar and it's linear in design. The journey's fun going, but I freaked out when I saw like a billion thwomps dropping from Bangtai nowhere. And the Bowser fight is actually really solid. Throwing Bowser in 2D works much better than you'd expect. And after that, the real fun begins. You thought one flood nozzle was great. Oh mama, you just wait. So yeah, after Bowser, you'll unlock the turbo and rocket nozzle. And better yet, you can interchange them on the fly. I wonder why Mario Sunshine didn't have the same flood mechanics, because this just makes a lot of sense. After that fun, we'll head to Hazy Maze Cave. What's funny about this one is it looks practically identical to a cave level from Yoshi's Island, but without a crying baby Mario. But you'll certainly be crying when you enter the toxic maze because your health drains fast. Like, look at this! Oh, Jesus! Now to Big Boo's Haunt, and I gotta say, it's a throbbing banger. It's one of my favorite levels in Mario 63. The rooms and design really cater to you using all the flood nozzles, helping them feel useful and serve a purpose, and the boss fight with Boo is nothing short of creative. There's also this terrifying moment when you're literally eaten by a book and set inside the pages to get a shine. That's why I don't own books! After that jazz, we'll jump into the next Bowser level, and goddamn, it's a lot harder than the first one. I love how this random JPEG image of the sky actually fits perfectly with the stage. Then when you get to Bowser, he shows off his Orb of Power. Ooh, scary! And then you kick his ass. So Bowser has this new ability that supposedly makes him stronger, but why not actually use it? After the fight, Bowser goes on this overly dramatic speech about how the world will catch fire and nobody will survive, and the biggest threat of all, the meteor of ultimate destruction. Mwahaha! Ha ha ha. No, but honestly, I love how the story actually goes in depth. It's making me care a little bit more about defeating Bowser and saving the Mushroom Kingdom. After this speech, Bowser starts speaking through clouds, I guess, because he demands the whole kingdom to join his side or they'll perish in a few days. Holy crap, this is getting deep. Then we find out later Magic Koopa's gonna die with everyone else after all he's done for Bowser. There's even a flashback to Yoshi's Island when he first raises Bowser. Like, the writer did some serious research for this game. Also, can I just say how funny it is to hear a Toad say his family went on vacation to Bowser's castle? Sorry, gotta cancel the video. I got a beach date with Kim Jong-un in North Korea. Ta-ta! Now I want you to take a wild guess where you can find Jolly Roger Bay. Yeah, that was the thing. Maybe there's another way to access this level, but this is how I found it by complete accident. But yeah, the level itself doesn't really look like Jolly Roger. It's actually pretty similar to Hazy Maze Cave, but with more water. This game is filled with secret holes in the walls. Either termites have gone wild, or the castle was created by a sadist. Going through this hole leads you to another room in the castle. And check out the stained glass. 8-Bit Mario's looking good. Then downtown, you'll find more levels to tackle. And before moving to that, can we just talk about how great the Toads are? Some of them have some interesting dialogue. Like, this guy apparently invested some stock, but then the 2008 economic crash happened and he lost some money and proceeds to call Bush lousy. Gotta love those outdated quotes from your favorite Mario Flash game. Then you got this dude screaming Spider Toad, and literally defies all physics. But on to some more stages. Next is Tall Tall Mountain. Like Bob-omb Battlefield, it looks a lot like Yoshi's Island, but the environment is much more lush. This level's actually kind of hard too, with some well-hidden shines. Like this one over here. There's a secret cave where you have to use a combination of the Vanish and Metal Cap to complete it. In the same room is Lethal Lava Land, and I gotta say, it looks pretty darn sweet. I love this giant bully tower in the background. It really stands out and gives the level a bit of a bone chill. Plus there's this shine where you gotta bounce off all these bullet bills to get from place to place. It's really satisfying using those numbskulls to your advantage. When you go inside the volcano, the water actually evaporates from your flood pack, deeming it useless. This is not only a smart game mechanic, but also pretty scary. You've been using flood for half the game now. You rely on this guy, and now you can't use it at all. But finally, we've collected enough shines to get to the top level. and you won't be surprised what's up here. Let's get on with good old Rainbow Ride. And you know what? It's actually a ton of fun. It is pretty damn hard, but by this point of playing, you've mastered the controls, and the challenge is mostly fair, so it's really rewarding. Now, I'm sure you guys remember the tricky triangle star from the original. Mario 63's version actually is tricky. There's practically no safe platform to land on. You have to swiftly move and hope you don't trip up and fall all the way down. And finally, we have Tick-Tock Clock. And guess what? It's kind of a cakewalk. Because of FLUDD, most of the jumps are easy, despite all the rotating platforms. Now it's time for the final Bowser, and I hope you're ready, because it's about to go down. Literally, I'm tired of standing. Before entering, I was wise enough to grab 2 nozzles because you aren't gonna find much assistance here. There's a lot of lava, a lot of bullet bills, and very little forgiveness. The objective is to collect 4 keys, and all the rooms are like mini levels. This first room has a lot of fast-moving platforms with little wiggle room. The second has a lot of appearing and disappearing platforms, but what's cool is you can use the rocket nozzle to launch yourself all the way to the beginning. The third is very secluded and held underground. You'll have to avoid a bunch of boos, save a toad, and make some difficult jumps. And the fourth and final room has a lot of platforms that sink into lava with vanish and metal cap challenges. While doing this, I managed to get the red coin shine too, but that's when I came to a horrible realization. Getting a shine takes you back to Peach's castle. So I gotta do all of that again. 8 years later, I get all the keys again and make it to the top floor. You know, there sure is a lot of buildup. I keep going to different rooms, shooting around with sling stars, waiting to feel Bowser's blood on my fists, but it just keeps on going. We gotta use nozzles to get from one platform to the other, then avoid these walls of paratroopers, to running across falling platforms, to bouncing off tiny floating penguins, to more platform, to a wall of flops, to bouncing off limited bullet bills, and this and that, and this and that. Why is this so good? And after so many rooms of never-ending chaos, it happens. You get to the final door. Your heart is pounding because of how much crap you've gone through. You're goddamn ready to beat Bowser to a pulp. This is your moment. You're gonna make history. You climb those stairs, and this is it, man. Let's freaking go. And there he is, of course in his cowardly little clown car, but something doesn't quite feel right. Bowser launches fireballs your way, but all you really need to do is jump on his head a few times. He even drops all these enemies, letting you slowly refill health. Alright, I got him. That was not that hard. Ah, it was just a robot. I knew it. It was obvious because he wasn't using his orb of power. You shoot off that next sling star, and now we're in goddamn space. This is incredible. Why is this the greatest final level I've ever played in my life? There are meteors and bullet bills all over you. There's all sorts of crap you have to avoid, but your adrenaline is so high that you don't care. You managed to bypass it all. You finished the level. It is on like Donkey Kong. And it happens again. Oh my god, the actual final fight. Bowser's got his orb of power, but it's no match for us. We grab him by the tail and chuck this monster into some spikes. A bada bing and a bada boom. Yeah! That's right, Bowser. You fall to your death. I saved the princess once again. That's what I'm talking about. So the orb of power is still set to wreak havoc, but Magic Koopa comes out of nowhere and says he can reverse the impact and cause it to only happen inside Bowser's castle. Problem number 1. We're still in the castle! Magic Koopa tries to save me and Peach, but of course I fall and have to run out of there myself. That's right, we're playing Metroid. It's just like, shit, I gotta haul or I'm gonna die. At this point, you're so stressed out that you don't care if you're getting hit by crap. You're just trying to plow through, jumping from one crushed building to the next. You don't even know what time it is or what's even going on. You keep on going, and then you do make it out. And then you get to see Bowser's castle get completely obliterated by his own orb of power. Game over for Bowser. We win. And that, my friends, is Super Mario 63. Well, except for one level that I saved till the end. Spoiler alert, you can actually unlock Luigi. When I first played this, I accidentally did this exploit where you could reach the top of the tower before defeating Bowser, and I found the final level. It's called the perfect the Edge of the Mushroom Kingdom. And man, this level can suck my nuts. It may have been because I was playing as Luigi and I hate his physics, but a lot of this level design is straight up cryptic. Like, look at this. I need to get this rocket nozzle, but the Vanish Star is all the way to the right with nothing but breakable blocks and a few tiny platforms to stand on. It is so infuriating. And then there's enemies that get in your way to make it even worse. Like, god! After eventually making it across, you'll use rocket shots to land on a lot of really tiny clouds. Then you have to make this godforsaken jump that's 20 light years away using a very specific rocket dive. And missing the dive means you go all the way back to the beginning. Finally, you'll get access to the hover nozzle, but it almost doesn't matter because there's a stupid amount of enemies on the screen and there's just so much to avoid. I was able to beat this level, but it was such a chore. And honestly, that was the only level I didn't enjoy. The rest of the game is purely fantastic. Like, I was not expecting that from a Flash game. But hey, anything can happen, right?
Right on!
Why does this always happen?
What, the unexpected?
No, whenever I talk about a game, people just show up without knocking.
Well, I don't know anything about that, but look what I found. This ball is awesome. I can summon meteors like a god. Watch this!
Give me that stupid orb.
Nah.
Will you please just leave?
Sure. I just need one thing from you.
And what's that?
Can you buy me a cake?
What?
Please buy me a cake. I don't have any money, and it was my birthday yesterday, and not even Facebook remembered.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't know you?
You will buy me a cake? No!